Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flicks discussion of girls. Alonso has found the snacks.
Everybody knows I'm the Sun Chips guy.
Everybody knows I'm the Sun Chips guy. Hannah finding Hannah's realization that the snacks were free was a wonderful, totally identifiable.
I was waiting for the backlighting to come up and the heavenly choir to sing. Right.
That was a really nice moment. Most of those scenes of her at the advertorial section of GQ were, I thought, were pretty good.
Yeah, they were very dead on, and the show did a really great idea. I mean, it had a really cool way of showing how there's those jobs that are soul-sucking, but they make up for it in so many other ways, And that's a real quandary, I think, that a lot of people deal with. I mean, I was watching last night with people who are journalists and a filmmaker, and we talked afterwards because no one's ever offered for me to sell out, because I think I probably would in a hot minute, Sure. And everybody's like, no, I've had that job, and after about 6 months, you just want to blow your brains out.
I went to TMZ. I worked for TMZ. I started at TMZ, the TV show, and I quit. It was. The pay was good. I mean, that was an easy quit. That didn't feel like a tough decision.
How were the snacks?
Not quality.
So sorry then.
It could have roped me in, and there was and it was where Buzz. Remember Buzz Coffee in West Hollywood?
Oh yeah.
Buzz Coffee blew. Yeah, there's a Starbucks there now.
Maybe, good reason for that.
Right, maybe I'd stay. I like those scenes very much, and I think that's a great point. That it's a job that you don't and then 10 years pass and you're like, I guess this is what I do. Right. But those characters were believable. It was good. I liked the guy who hated her because of her face. I'm not saying you're ugly. I just hate your face. And the sort of the unrealisticness of that guy. Like, I want that guy to get the girl.
Oh, right.
Because who's he to think he gets? She's cute and smart, and and he's tiny. But he'll get if he just perseverance, you'll get her. It'll be good. So I like that. I thought it was a strong episode. I guess I liked a lot of it.
Yeah, another one not written or directed by her, or at least on
2 in a row.
Not credited as such. But yeah, I think also I really liked that whole storyline. I'm interested to see where this whole Ray Marnie thing is going. That's kind of bananas. It's both affirming and self-defeating for both of them in a weird way, I think.
What's weird about that is that they do this wonderfully terrible sex scene. I mean, they just have awful sex, proving that it can be done, right? Having bad sex, and then so you think that but then they have this delightful time out on the street, hiding from the doppelganger, right? Yeah, and they look a lot alike too. That's hiding from the Hannah
and Adam,
and Adam doppelganger, and then having the lunch, and then of course because Ray can't help himself, then that goes poorly.
Fighting over stupid stuff.
But I mean, he makes her feel bad. I mean, he says things. You can't tell somebody they're stupid.
No.
Especially someone who isn't stupid, who maybe doesn't think things like you. But she's not stupid.
No, she's a college graduate.
She's fine, and she knows interesting things about some things. But what's interesting is that she didn't she got up to leave like he's a jerk, but she didn't. She lingered long enough to let the situation get settled and order more dumplings.
Right.
I think that Shosh, though,
Speaking of, she is. I think we always talk about how the show sort of takes turns. Who's the worst?
Right.
I think it's Shoshanna this week.
I don't think there's any question. I think that's an easy call to make. The talk about just a bunch of shitty sex in the show.
Yeah, that she's spending the whole time sort of diagramming what their relationship's going to be like.
The way their relationship should be. Yeah, can you pull my hair a little harder, please?
It reminded me of that scene in Don John where Scarlett Johansson is sort of dry humping him in the hall, won't actually have sex with him, but over the course of this one conversation where she's grinding all over him and blowing in his ear, manages to get him to agree to take a night class and have dinner with her parents.
That's right, yeah.
It was
I like that movie.
There's a lot of agendas going on here. We get enough of Jessa to find out that she can browbeat Manhattan women into buying small size baby clothes by implying that their babies are fat.
Right, and black.
Yes.
Right, a small black baby's dress. Yeah. The dress, not the baby.
No.
Yeah. So I by far, what's most interesting to me is Ray and Marnie right now.
Sure.
I just didn't see Ray being a significant character, but he is.
He's he's kind of emerging as his own sort of odd voice in this show. I was a little taken aback because this show's usually good about keeping its threads up. That Adam's sister is now suddenly not mentioned. Like we ended last week, he was all concerned about her not being there and him not being able to take care of her. And this week it's, I'm on auditions.
Right, and they're on auditions, and he's happy, and he and Anna are happy together, and he puts a blanket over her, even though she's not into his news. Right? Where was this?
Yeah, that just seems like a big plot thing to have suddenly.
Probably just skipped an episode. My hunch is it'll.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, I don't think we've heard the last of it. It's just usually this show kind of keeps the continuity going,
So what did we learn? Did we learn anything particularly new this week about?
Well, I think sort of, Hannah is being kind of offered this dance with the devil, basically, to like kind of use her powers of observation and, the zeitgeist rather than being about her own memoir stuff to be about selling stuff at Neiman Marcus, and how seductive that can be and how a lot of people probably start in jobs like that thinking, well, I'll pay the rent with this, but, nights and weekends is when I'm going to do my art. And then you get home and you're so exhausted from coming up with listicles about menswear all day that you collapse on the sofa, So I that was a very cool arc, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think it does sort of illustrate that siren song that can be really seductive to people at that place in life where they've got college loans to pay off, and no one's lining up to publish their book or whatever, and so then suddenly this thing falls in your lap, and how do you say no to that?
Will there be a great moment between Marnie and Shosh?
There's got to be. I mean, clearly, the whole time I keep thinking you are banging one of your best friends, like recent raw ex. This is like the scab is not formed yet, and you're already in there.
And you think that's verboten? That's a.
I think for a lot that's kind of that's a girl code and a bro code. I think that you don't.
I never buy it with the. I always fucked my friends' girlfriends whenever I could.
Okay.
No, I think
you're rotten.
I think no. I think if a girl breaks up, like if she broke up with Ray,
right?
She can't deny someone else's happiness.
But how is that not awkward? I mean, like.
Oh, it's awkward. But once you've broken up with them, I don't. You can't take the.
I don't know, but here's the thing. I don't think that Marnie would be mad at.
If Ray had broken up with Shosh,
right.
then you can't do it.
But no, here's the thing. I don't think I don't think Shosh should be mad at Ray. I think she'd be mad at Marnie. I think it's like
Ray gets
I think that the Marnie is the one who's in violation here. I mean, Ray a little bit too, but I think that because Marnie and Shosh are good friends, even if Shosh ended the relationship, that's still a weird place for Marnie to suddenly plant her flag.
Because it's too soon? Maybe because it's too soon, but
especially because it's too soon, but I mean, even in general, how much time would have to elapse first is a relationship by relationship thing.
1 year,
okay, you're going to lay it down. Okay, fine.
1 year. I mean, come on. People, that's.
But this is too soon. You have to agree that, even within those parameters, so.
But it's Shosh, so I don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right. Don't care.
The hell with
her. She needs a blow like that. Okay, anyway, interesting. We'll see whether I'm surprised that just because we're so used to it, that there's less Lena Dunham control.
True, but next week they're all in a beach house, so I think we're going to get, if you've been missing Jessa this season, I think we're going to get some moments with her.
And the girls together.
Yes, again, some interplay, which is we've only had fits and starts this year, so.
Thanks, everybody.